It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the Wayne County Board of Education met Tuesday afternoon in a work session, and the big topic is millage rate. Board Chairman Joe McPipian stated that the school's millage rate is still going down, and the school system wants to be prudent with taxpayers' dollars. The school board will have to have 3 called meetings, though, for the public to have a chance to discuss the millage rate, which is proposed at 15.939 mils, down from 16.56 mils last year. Here was CFO R.J. Aldridge addressing the board Tuesday afternoon.
Like Kelly said, it's this time of the year where the millage rate discussion comes up. We always have to wait for the actual tax digest to be approved by the state. And then once that comes back, the tax commissioner will send us our information to let us know where we stand, because obviously they collect all those property taxes for us, and then we are allotted our amounts. So we were given that information and some different options that could be done for this upcoming year based on that. What I was told, the tax digest increased pretty significantly in this particular year. If any of you have been looking at some of these homes that have been for sale in the last year or so and see what some of them have sold for compared to what possibly that same home was bought for 3 years prior to COVID, you have seen some significant increases. Hence why the digest itself had to follow that up. I don't know all of the inner workings of that, but I know that there's a calculation that is done by the state, a ratio that's done, and when sales are occurring based on how much you're assessing your property at, if that ratio gets sort of out of sorts, you've got to kind of have the digest increase to balance that out, or the state will cause certain things to occur. So that's why the digest in of itself went up fairly significantly again this year. When that goes up, we are given the opportunity to do what they call a rollback millage rate. That rollback millage rate is the amount, I guess you would say the minimum amount that it would need to be rolled back in relation to the tax digest, so that you wouldn't have to have any budget hearings or anything like that. There's a set number. They always give you what that amount is and tell you what, you pretty well know what your revenue is going to be. It's going to be what your revenue was the previous year. All of you should have in front of you that digest, the 5-year history. It was what was put in the newspaper as well. So it was presented and brought up that we wanted to discuss possibly not going back to the full rollback millage rate. So we ran those calculations and what it would generate. So what I do want to say is this: the millage rate is still going to go down. As you can see on your piece of paper there, in 18, it was as high as 18 mils. With this current plan that we're on, we would be all the way down to 15.93 millage rate. What I would also like to add is in the year, almost positive it was in the 2021 rollback, the board approved more than the minimum rollback that particular year. I think we actually added a little bit more to that. We didn't have to, but we did. The board made that decision to slightly decrease more than what was actually required of them in that particular year. Last year we did the official rollback. But because it is being addressed that we wanted to do something a little different than that rollback amount, it's why those 3 meetings have to be held. It is always stated that it is an increase in taxes. In theory, I guess it technically is. Your tax bill would be more in 1 year compared to the previous year. But the reason that is because the value of your piece of property would be worth more in this year than it would have been in the previous year. The millage rate from the Board of Education would still be less than what you were billed the previous year. So that is what you were looking at. That is what we are actually discussing in this scenario.
Once again, the conversation continued. It was stated that the school system receives most of its money from the state. It was pointed out that years ago, Wayne County citizens voted to allow residents 65 years of age and older to opt out of not paying school taxes, which they state makes it an unfair playing field as the county receives all that tax money. Once again, the first of the 2 public meetings will be on August 15th at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. at the Tech Center. Other news, the board voted to not allow students to opt out of the all-school system's intruder drills. One has to be conducted the first 10 days of school. Again, the school board voted not to allow students to opt out of that drill at the school. Under capital outlay projects, the new projected date for the completion of James E. Bacon is the end of August. Discussions continue about the RA2C and Ag building. Still no final decisions on which side of the road the Ag building would be built on. The board plans to sell up to $20 million in bonds for the projects, and they state the discussions of the bond selling will begin with the Board of Education shortly. Personnel always on the agenda. Here's a list of the personnel approved on Tuesday. Certified recommendations: Madison Aspinwall, Arthur Williams Middle School; Holly Mitchell, James E. Bacon; Aubrey Perkins, Martha Puckett Middle School; David Poinsett, Wayne County High School; Melissa Thomas, Arthur Williams Middle School. Certified resignations: Edith Kersey, James E. Bacon; Kim Popple, Arthur Williams Middle School. Classified recommendations: Nigeria Johnson, James E. Bacon; Chera Pacheco, Wayne County High School. Classified resignations: Kenesha Barnes, Martha Ross Smith Elementary; Bill Grice, retiring from transportation; Melissa Hurst, James E. Bacon; Aline Kearns, Arthur Williams Middle School; Joanne Manning, Arthur Williams Middle School; Anna Vega, James E. Bacon; Victoria Witt, Martha Ross Smith Elementary. Classified termination: Patricia Bailey, Martha Ross Smith Elementary. That's a look at your school board meeting. We'll have more from the meeting tomorrow here on the local news. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, the American Red Cross announces their next blood drive set for Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium, sponsored by the Jesup Shriners Auxiliary. It's going to take place at the Gymnasium at Calvary Baptist on Monday, August 21st from 1 to 6 p.m. They should please visit redcrossblood.org and enter Jesup to schedule an appointment. This is an election year in Wayne County. The cities of Jesup, Odom, and Scriven all have November city elections. Qualifying for those positions begins Monday morning, August 21st. Runs through August 25th. In the city of Jesup, 3 council seats and position of mayor will be on the ballot. Jesup Mayor Ralph Hickok set to join us tomorrow on the Butch and Bob Show to announce whether or not he's seeking re-election. Also on the ballot, districts 1, 4, and 5. Only announced candidate before qualifying is Perry Morgan, former Jesup Police Chief. He says he'll be a candidate in District 1. Joe Wright has recently been appointed as the District 5 Commissioner to fill out Ray House's term at the end of the year, but he's made it clear he will not be seeking re-election in November. Incumbent Stanley Todd in District 4 has also stated he's not seeking re-election, and incumbent in District 1, Shirley Armstrong, has indicated she's not seeking re-election as well. In Odom, all 5 council seats in the mayor's position is open for re-election, and in Scriven, the seats open for re-election are seats 1, 3, and 5. Once again, still a little over a week away from qualifying. Qualifying begins Monday, August 21st, and again, it runs for an entire week up until August 25th. The election date is Tuesday, November the 7th. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in news: City of Jesup's Police Department waiting to see who the city manager appoints as full-time police chief. Interviews have been conducted. 3 men applied for the position, including interim police chief Chris Hamilton. Also, Nick Ellis and Alex Reddish applied for the full-time position. Announcements should be coming soon from the city on who the full-time chief will be. And replacing Perry Morgan, who resigned. Once again, Morgan set to qualify in District 1 as the city commissioner. Jason Crabb will be performing at Wayne County High School this Friday night. George Moxley, our special guest this morning on the Butch and Bob Show, talk about the big event this Friday. And a Grammy Award winner sings contemporary Christian music, named Gospel Music's Male Vocalist of the Year. Tickets on sale. Again, we're giving away free tickets all this week. So stay tuned to the morning show and gospel singer Jason Crabb in concert this Friday night at the high school auditorium. Hospice of South Georgia is selling tickets to their fundraising event entitled Market to Midnight, set for Saturday, August 26th from 7:30 to midnight, with the band 6-Piece Suits performing. The event takes place at the Wayne County Farmers Market at 533 North 1st Street in Jesup. Tickets are on sale for $15 a piece. The night will include some silent auction items, food vendors, dancing, all proceeds benefiting Hospice of South Georgia. Need more information or ticket information, contact Kylie McGregor at 912-588-0080. That'll do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan's have a great day.